Coming up, Jazz Fest returns to TAMUK, giving high school and middle school students a chance at the spotlight.
And TAMUK recreates centennial photo, alumni and students gather to kick off the 100-year celebration.
Fit for a Queen, an event that gave young women in foster care the proper prom experience.
This episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network starts right now.
Welcome to this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Matthew Nicholas.
And I'm Alyssa Tijerina. Now let's get right into the news.
The annual Jazz Fest at the School of Music brought together middle school and high school students from across Texas to showcase their musical talents and passion for jazz. The lively performances left the audience tapping their feet as TAMUK students showcased their creativity and skill. Entertainment editor Selena Ortiz was there, vibing to the jazzy grooves.
Hey Javelinas, I'm Selena Ortiz with the South Texan, and we're here at the 57th Annual Jazz Fest, hosted by TAMUK School of Music. Can you tell me a little bit about Jazz Fest and what it's going to be like this weekend?
So the Jazz Fest has been going on, this is our 57th Jazz Festival. It's been going on for a long time. It's actually one of the oldest in the country. So it's going to be crazy with the number of schools since we've been able to open the music building here, the new building. We've been able to run two venues between this and Jones. So we've been able to basically double the number of bands that come in here every year. So it's been really great to be able to see the number of bands that come in, the number of students that get to compete, and all the work they put in to do their performances every year.
How did you find out about TAMUK Jazz Fest?
Well, actually, I found out through Kyle Millsap because I was reaching out to him about maybe doing something here at TAMUK, Kingsville, and he brought Tom Zinigo into the conversation and said, hey, why don't we have you come play the Jazz Fest? And I said, I'd love to. And then I realized what a big deal it is here. It's an amazing festival, and the musicians at the school here are so high level. It's a real pleasure to play with them.
What do you hope people take away from your master class?
Well, I'm hoping some of the folks get some ideas about how to practice improvisation, because I know for me that was really difficult and confusing when I was a kid. I made a lot of mistakes early on, and so because of that, I feel like I've got some good insights to help people maybe try to avoid those kinds of mistakes when it comes to learning to play. And I'm hoping I just can offer a little bit of inspiration, and I want them to leave the room kind of happy and wanting to go practice, basically.
That's all for me. Now back to the desk.
In celebration of its 100th anniversary, Texas A&M University Kingsville brought alumni and students together to commemorate the construction of the new university. This event honored the university's rich history as participants smiled for the camera, just like the students and staff did a century ago. Editor-in-Chief Jacob Daniels was there with the story.
Hey Javelinas, it is your Editor-in-Chief Jacob Daniels, and today we will be here live at the Centennial Cornerstone Recreational Photo, where we will be interviewing President Vela. How does it feel to be able to be president and see past TAMUK and A&I alumni, and then see the future of TAMUK come together?
It means a lot to me when I first stepped foot here in 1989, and to come full circle, to serve as president, to be able to set the tone, the foundation moving forward for the next 100 years is a point of pride for me as an educator, right? We want to be sure that every student gets the very best of this university, from academic instruction to student services to athletics to everything that we do in our community. It's important that we set the bar high.
What does an event like this do for the community?
Well, obviously, we are celebrating a milestone here, right? We were the first university in this part of Texas that believed in this part of Texas, and we've been educating our stakeholders, our community members for the last 100 years. So to come back full circle after 100 and really, I think, set the tone for the next 100 is pretty special. And it's a point of celebration and a point of pride for what Javelinas have meant to this community and those surrounding communities over the years.
This is almost a kickoff for the centennial year. How does it feel to do such an extravagant event like this?
You know, it's nerve-wracking because we're right in the middle of all kinds of things, right, that we've got to get through the semester, graduation. We had our accreditors here, our 10-year affirmation. a lot going on, but it was important to ensure that we had an event like this to be able to document for the future. They're going to look back and say, well, what did they do at the 100 years, right? Because we're now celebrating 200 years, let's say. So it's important to document the history and understand how important the pride is in our community.
What do you hope people today and in the future will learn from this centennial celebration and photo recreation?
One thing I hope people will learn from this centennial celebration is to see how we've grown as an institution, not like with like a bunch of fancy buildings, but as in like a diverse student population, how we've grown, and how this will help promote like future generations to come to Texas A&M University Kingsville.
That's all for me. Now, back to the desk.
And now, for everyone's favorite segment, Hoggy Highlights. Spring Fling brought together student organizations for a lively night of entertainment, food, and fundraising. Organizations set up booths to raise money for their causes, all while providing a fun and vibrant atmosphere for both students and the community.
Legendary actress Rita Moreno recently visited TAMUK, sharing her powerful life story and the challenges she's faced in her career. Known for breaking barriers in Hollywood, she reflected on her trailblazing journey.
Before we get into this episode's last story, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
Wait, what do you want to eat?
I don't know. Do you have any suggestions?
How about nookies?
Bro, that's a 5.
Okay, how about chili?
4.
Whataburger?
Whataburger's not even on the list.
What list?
Bro, you don't know the J list? On the South Texan, the student award-winning publication, they have the J list. They have the top 5 restaurants in Kingsville.
Oh, so El Tapatio, that's where we're going.
Number 1, you know it.
Hey Javelinas, welcome back to the second half of this episode on the Javelina Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Matthew Nicholas.
And I'm Alyssa Tijerina. Now let's get back into the news.
Fit for a Queen, an event giving young women in foster care the full prom experience. The girls picked their dream dresses and received jewelry, makeup, and goodie bags, creating unforgettable memories. Managing editor Matthew Roberts was there with the story, capturing the heartwarming moments.
Thank you. This is your managing editor, Matthew Roberts, and prom season is right around the corner. So, Foster Angel South Texas and TAMUK are teaming up to host Fit for a Queen, an event to help young women in the foster program feel the full prom experience. What does an event like this do for these foster kids?
Yeah, so our organization, Foster Angels South Texas, teams up with like the Department of Family Protective Services, and we try to bring some normalcy into the children that are still currently in foster care. And so an event like this just allows them, we bring organizations together that help donate, such as Kendra Scott, the Department of Family Protective Services, BCFS, and we all kind of provide something to give them all the things they need to be able to take home with them so that they can have a fun prom experience. So today they're getting dresses, gift cards for shoes, some jewelry that was donated, and we're teaching them tips and tricks about makeup and hair, and so that when they're able to go back to either their foster home or their group home or their residential treatment centers, that they're able to have everything they need to be able to go to prom and have a normal activity just like anybody else's child.
What kind of preparation do they get to go through here at this event?
Well, they're here with their caseworkers, and their caseworkers are going through, and we have literally hundreds of dresses that they can go through, select the one that's going to be perfect for them, because we want our young ladies to look lovely, and we want this night to be so special for them. And with the help of their caseworkers, they're going to get that dress, they're going to find the appropriate jewelry to wear, they're going to get some hair care suggestions, and there's also going to be gift cards so they can buy those matching shoes.
How good is it to be able to have an event like this at TAMUK, and for them to be able to facilitate this event for y'all and provide the facilities for this event?
this is a win-win for everybody because these young ladies are in that junior, senior high school range where they're going to be graduating from school. And we encourage them through our tuition waiver program to go to a university, to go to college, to continue their education. And this is a perfect way for them not only to get outfitted for prom, but actually set foot on a college campus, see what a university looks like, get to experience that. And who knows, maybe they'll come here.
How important do you think it is, and how does it touch your heart to be able to see these young women be able to experience the prom experience?
It's very touching. Being in the department for over 19 years now and starting as a caseworker, I remember inviting girls on my workload to be able to participate in this event, to be able to come have a day out, come on a Saturday afternoon, be able to come with other girls and be able to have a shopping experience and look for a dress, something that suits their type, something they like, the colors they like, and just have that moment of normalcy for them to be able to have that experience to look for a prom dress.
This has been Matthew Roberts. Thank you for watching. Now, back to the desk.
Now, for all our sports fans out there, it's time for Sideline Reports with sports editor Mark Paz.
Hey guys, it's Mark Paz, your sports editor, and today we are in week 3 of spring training, so let's go ahead and talk to Coach Parr and a few players.
I feel like I'm gonna have a big year. I'm definitely ready to carry the load as the lead back. And my mindset is just to do what I can do to help the team. I'm ready for it, whether it's 15 catches and 15 runs or 25 carries, whatever they need me to do. I'm ready to be the guy. For me, it's been great, man. It's really been about just getting in shape. He stresses just getting better every day, and it's good. It's an offense that's going to put us in space. Hopefully, put a lot of points on the board. So it's been great.
I'd probably say it's a faster pace for sure. We're getting a lot of more reps, so we're probably getting our old practice. We're probably getting double the reps now. So yeah, it's definitely faster.
And you guys on the defense luckily kept your defensive coordinator, Coach Bish. How much does that mean for the unit on the defensive side going into this new season?
Oh, that means a lot because we trust Coach Bish, and he brought in the system. He's been dominating ever since he's been here, and we love him.
How much did Coach Parr getting the job here convince you to come along with him?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Spending nearly almost 5 years with him now, that's had a big part of it. Have built really good relationship with him, have a lot of trust for each other, have a lot of respect. Whenever I was deciding to go to college, what I was going to do, didn't have any offers, but just hit up junior colleges, and he was the one to get back to me. And so just have a lot of appreciation for him and the opportunities that he's given me, and just try to continue to stay loyal to him. I think it helps a lot, just having a lot of familiarity, knowing the nuances of the offense. It certainly does help a bit, but a lot of these guys are catching on really well, and I'm excited to see what they do.
I think just setting a standard and foundation for how we want to practice, and I think they've done a good job as far as learning the pace and intensity that we want to practice with. Really pleased, very fortunate, and not only because we've been together 5 years, but just because of the type of person that he is, and just he can read my mind as far as what we're wanting to do with play calls, but then him being here, he's a coach in the locker room, and just it's one thing for a coach to try to set the standard for a culture for how we want our players to be, but having somebody that is their feet's in the ground doing it. He's a top-notch student athlete.
Hey Javelinas, it is your editor-in-chief, Jacob Daniels, and we are here live at Whataburger Field, where we will be watching the TAMUK baseball team take on the Corpus Christi Hooks. And where we will be having exclusive interviews with the manager. Let's go ask him some questions. What do you hope TAMUK's players can take away from playing against the Hooks? Well, I hope they can see, us playing some fundamental baseball. To be quite honest, I want them to see that they have a chance. For the most of my career, I spent 4 years playing. I played at Central Missouri Division II school. Then I spent a couple of years coaching at a Division II school. I want them to feel and see, it's like I can do that too. The gap, the separation between college players and pro baseball players isn't that much. Those that have success or, taste a little success in this environment will have that a little bit more confidence going into their next game. And the conference tournament is looming around for you guys, so it's important to, start getting in a rhythm, because at the end of the day, there's nothing better in college baseball than you controlling your own destiny, and that's what you guys are doing. The support this community, the baseball community around here has, it shows how big this is and how nobody's too big or too little to play anybody, like we're a professional AA team playing Division II school. This is awesome. What lessons do you hope the guys can take away from this experience?
Well, just the environment and how fun it is to play this game in front of these fans. And, all our guys, they aspire that one day to play at this level, and they have to understand what it takes to play at this level. And it's not easy, but again, what a tremendous job that the Hooks do and the entire organization. And so it's a lot of fun for us to be able to be out here.
There it is. One more time for Dr. Vila.
This has been your editor-in-chief, Jacob Daniels. Now, back to the desk.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Javelina Media Experience. For more news on campus, pick up your copy of the South Texan. I was your host, Matthew Nicholas.
And I'm Alyssa Tijerina. Thank you for watching this episode of the Javelina Broadcast Network.